Welcome to those who are joining. My name is Ed Troxel. I'm Ed Troxel Creative, and I'm your creative consultant, helping you do better in business and helping you think outside the box. I love to help work with individuals as well as small businesses and helping them just get creative and thinking outside the box and, coming up with new things. And so that's why I'm doing this, and that's why I love doing what I do. I just got off of, Shalene Johnson's scope, but prior to that was Coach Glitter, and they both were really good, and I was really pumped. First was Coach Glitter's, and she's amazing. They both are amazing women on here on Scope, and Coach Glitter was talking about the power of having like-minded friends. I'm all about that, so I knew right away I had to jump on Scope today, which I wasn't planning on it, even though I love being on here every day. I just wasn't really feeling inspired on a certain topic until I watched both of these scopes. So the importance of having a like-minded group and having multiple like-minded groups, right? It's so key to be able to have different groups of people that you can connect with on different levels. Not everyone in your friends and family circle are going to agree with you and want to hear about your different businesses or your, what's going on at home or at office or school or whatever it may be. So you have to have those different groups of people, right, that you want to be able to have available for you. Accountability, support groups, same passion groups, exactly, all of those different ones. And those are going to be key to your success. And you're going to want to make time for each one of those groups, right? And you're going to have to know when it is that you want to spend time with each of those groups as well. Because if you have a great idea and you want to share that out with, a couple of your friends who maybe aren't really business oriented, they really are just like, hey, let's go have a drink and let's go party. Obviously, they're not going to be interested in it, and they're going to shut down your idea, or they're not even going to pay attention to it and make you feel bad and make you feel like it's not worth it. And that's not what you want to do. So, definitely share it with them at some point, but especially when you're starting out with an idea, you want to share it with that group that's going to help you and be your accountability group, your support group, your passion group, any of those. They're going to be awesome for you. So be sure to know who you're talking to and when you should be talking to them, as well as also time management for both of those groups, because of the fact that, yes, you want to hang out with everyone, and yes, you want to have fun and work hard and do all these different things, but at the end of the day, we only have 24 hours. We all have the same amount of time, and we all can only do so much per day. And we have to rest. Rest is key. So do not forget to rest and take a break. It's just like working out. It's just like any other form of activity or exercise that you do. You always have to take breaks, and you cannot stand going for 7 days straight, 24 hours a day. Otherwise, if you do, you're going to burn out. I'll tell you that right now, and it's not going to be pretty. So don't do that. When you're checking in with each of your groups of friends, just be mindful of the different time that you want to spend with them. And it's okay to let them know that, hey, you got to go. You need to go do work. You got to go hang out with somebody that you're trying to connect with, or go network, or whatever it may be. And they're going to understand. They may be upset at first, but you know what? They got to get over it. And they know that you're doing you and what you're loving to do. So just keep that in mind. Other things is, I have my little note card down here because I wanted to make sure I covered all my points here for you guys. So that's the beauty. If you haven't never been on Scope before, or if you're afraid of being on Scope, I get it. It's live. I'm not one to be in front of the camera. I'm always the one behind the camera taking the photos and helping design things and all of that. So being on this side is totally different. But every day practicing scoping, even if it's for 30 seconds or a minute, totally helped and got me to this point. And I still can use notes. So can you. So just remember that, and it's okay to do that. Be transparent with your viewers. That's how they can connect with you. That's the beauty of this relationship we have. That's the beauty of Periscope. It allows me to be me and you to be you, and we can connect on a whole different level. Let me tell you, I have grown more of a following on Periscope in a short amount of time than I have on any other platform, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. I'm no joke, and it's not that I'm doing anything necessarily different. And again, I'm not trying to be, Mr. Popular and have the most amount of followers. That's not it at all. It's because I can be myself on here and people can connect with me just like they can in real life. And that's why I have so many great friends and people I network with, and I'm such a great resource for others, and because they know that and they can feel that and they're attracted to that. And that's what Periscope does. It allows you to genuinely connect with people, and it's great. So even if you're not scoping yet, start commenting. That's how you build your following as well. You've got to comment and jump in there. Show some hashtag scope love to people and provide some content for the viewers. Provide some opinions, whatever it may be. You know, be respectful of them, but be sure to jump in and voice your opinion and voice something that maybe you're knowledgeable on or that you really are passionate about there, and that will start building your confidence too. You got to jump on board on that success train. That one's for Donna, if she's watching. So, you know, tell people if they want to jump on the success train, great, jump on. If they don't, next stop, they can jump off anytime. Also, research. You want to make sure you do your research. That's going to be key in anything you do, whether it's a business or just for fun. And, you know, I'm always all about business on here. And even if I say the word business, if you don't have a business, apply this to whatever you're doing. Because any tip and advice that I give you can be applied to anything. That's pretty much across the board for anybody who is on scope or writing an article or anything like that. A matter of fact, there was a great article that I was reading yesterday that I'm writing a blog post on about article marketing. And the minute I started reading it, it was super simple, straightforward, and almost after the first paragraph, I started changing automatically from article marketing to scoping. I'm not even kidding you. Every time I read article marketing, it switched to scoping, and I could apply it to scopes. So look for that coming up soon. I'll have it on my website if you're not familiar with it, edtroxelcreative.com. You can click on blog or scope school. That's where I put all of my scopes, and any content that I have, like resources for you, I put it over there in what I call Scope School. Thank you. Yeah, I started Scope School, and I thought it was a great idea, and I just think it's a great place for you guys to be able to go to. If you miss a episode, or if you want to check out what I've talked about, there's a link directly there for you, so you don't have to say, you know, what did that guy tell me? What did Ed say? I forget. So it's all over there, edtroxelcreative.com, and you can click on Scope School or the blog. So back to research. You've got to research for anything that you do. No matter what you want, you always have to do your research, because that's how you're going to figure out what you need and what you maybe already have done. And that's another key point that came up in the previous scopes with Coach Glitter as well as Shalene Johnson, is that you kind of have to look back at what you've done and realize where you're at now, and all those steps got you to where you wanted to be and where you're going to want to go. It's connecting the dots, you know. Everything we're doing is one step in the right direction to where we want to be. You may not be able to notice that right now, but looking back is huge. You know, I did this a couple weeks ago. If you missed that scope real quick, I did that a few weeks ago, and I was reminiscing back on the days when I did my own magazine up there. You can kind of see the nice lighting umbrella reflecting off of there. But I did my own magazine back in college. It's called Mix It Up Magazine. I did it in my senior year at college because I couldn't go to New York and work for Men's Health magazine. So I decided, why not just start a magazine here in Northern California and see what happens. One thing led to another. It all started with reading a book and my idea, and everything started to snowball effect, and I ran with it. I was working 2 part-time jobs while being in school and doing my own business. It was an amazing time, and reminiscing back on that 2 weeks ago, it was crazy. I looked at all the videos that I did, the ideas I had, the 4 issues I produced, which will be up soon actually on my website in my portfolio piece. So I'm super excited for you guys to be able to see that and bring it back to life again. But it all came together. And yes, it's stressful, and yes, it's going to be hard to believe, but it will work out. And by being able to look back at what you've done and seeing all of that progress that you made, it leads you to believe the next thing. It's just, know that you just need to keep pushing through. If it's something that you're passionate about, just work on it every day, a little bit here and there, and make time for it, and it will slowly evolve into something different. That's how it all starts, and that's what you got to realize and remember. Let me take a look at my notes real quick here. Oh yeah, this was a big one. I'm so happy that Coach Glitter talked about this, and that there's a few people that agreed as well. You want to, we come from I can relate, actually, I should say, to Coach Glitter and a few others that were in on her scope, that it is all about working hard and getting to where you want to be by working hard and knowing that it's going to pay off and that you're going to get those rewards because you paid your dues. You made it there because you did the hard work. It's not going to come easy. It's not going to be a get rich quick scheme at all. If you're going that route, hopefully it will work out for you, but chances are it's not. Sorry to bust your bubble, but it's not. You've got to put in the hard work. You've got to know where you want to go and the steps that you got to get there. And even if you don't know all the steps, they're going to start to develop. The harder you work, the more the benefit of the rewards is going to be. So just keep that in mind. I loved too that we were talking about having those support groups, right? You can have them online, offline. If you're online, have small groups. Like some people are doing Facebook groups. I'm in one called 1K One Day by Nicole Walters, who is a fantastic coach. If you have not checked her out or don't know who I'm talking about, you need to go see her. I have all of that on my website, edtroxelcreative.com. You can search for top 10 Periscope people you should follow. She's on there, so is Shalene, so is Coach Glitter. I'd love it if you add to that list, by the way. If you have people that you think I should be checking out, mention it in the comments. And if you could do one extra step for me, put why I should follow them, even if it's just a sentence. That's my big thing, is that I don't want to just know who to follow, but I want to know why I should follow them. So that basically is, the big deal, is that you have these groups. And the question came up, like, how do you find these groups? And should you be a part of these huge, huge groups? No, you shouldn't. In my opinion, you shouldn't be part of huge groups, because then it's like, how are you going to keep up? And what benefit are you going to get from it? And how are you going to make an impact in that group as well? So try to find smaller groups. And what I loved about this was, I put out, it's like Cheers, where everybody knows your name. You want to be able to have a group like that. So many meetup groups in person, on Facebook, there's even chats on Twitter, all kinds of stuff. So, kind of find what you're looking for, but that goes back to that research, right? Don't just jump in on anything. Go back and do your research and make sure it's something that you want to benefit from, because that's going to be key. Let's take a look what else I have here. Variety. So again, that's going to jump into that group and knowing the different people you want to spend your time with. Have a variety of people, because variety is key, guys. That's why I'm such a great resource for the people around me. And that's why I attract so many people, is because of being a resource. And they are happy when you actually show up and when you can provide value and provide some tips and tricks for them, because again, teamwork equals success, guys. We can't get to the top. We can't do what we want to do or what we love without the support and help of others. That's just a fact. There's no way you're going to get to the top on your own. You need to have others helping you get to where you want to be. So just remember that and be aware of that and be able to give back. That was the thing that came up in Shalene Johnson's scope, is you got to be able to share. Share what you know, share what you're passionate about. It's networking, guys. It's social media. You have got to put it out there. I'm not saying give up all the goods. I'm not saying that you have to do everything for free. Not at all. You just need to be able to show that you know what you're talking about and that you can get the job done and be able to provide knowledgeable information for those who are out there looking for it. Remember, everyone's looking for an answer to their problem, which it may not be a specific problem, but you get what I'm saying, is that they're looking for an answer. So if you want to be that answer, you got to show it, you got to prove it, you got to be able to back it up, and that's the importance of it. Let me take a quick look. I think that was pretty much it on that part. Really it's just connecting. I love that you guys are all on here jumping in and being able to comment, throw up the hearts. I mean, that's all awesome, and that you took the time to be on here. And I just encourage you guys to keep doing that, whether it's my scope or somebody else's. It doesn't matter. I just want everyone to share that scope love. Periscope is huge. It's crazy how much it's blown up and how many people I've met on here. Like I said, I name dropped a few, ones I've really gotten close with on here, which again, I've never met in person. It's going to be nuts the day I do. But Coach Glitter and Nicole, Kim Garce, I mean, those are just a couple that I've really, really connected a lot with on here. And I feel like, we're just like this big support group with knowing what's going on with each other, and yet we've never met each other before. How cool is that? Like, that has never happened before. And so it's just really cool to be a part of this community, and it is a community. And so that's why I encourage you guys to jump on and comment and interact with each other, and scope too. You know, you don't have to be a pro. You don't have to be, with no fails. I mean, there's always room for improvement. Even after my scopes, I usually go back and look at them and think, yep, could have done better, could have said more there, could have been more enthusiastic about that, could have stopped saying, there's just all of these different things that could have, should have, would have, but that's the beauty of it. You just take a look and then you keep moving on. Pat Flynn, yes, he is actually really good. I believe I'm following him as well. That's a good one. Just keeping up. You're welcome. So I just hope that you got value out of this, and that if you have any show topic ideas, because I have a long list in my Trello account. For those who don't know, Trello is amazing. You should check it out. But exactly, they do get better over time. So the more and more you do the scopes, the more comfortable you get and the easier it becomes. So that's the cool thing. So don't worry about it. Trello is great though. You can create different boards on there and then have different lists involved. So I have a whole list of different Periscope topics I want to cover. And you're in the moment and you're like, yes, I want to scope about that. I want to do that right now. And then you get to the time where you actually can scope and you're like, well, maybe I'll do that later and I'll do this one now. And it's just going to happen that way. So don't be, so hard on, I plan this, I have to do it. Go with what's natural and what you're fully into and what you're passionate about, because that's going to also help your confidence and get you on here and provide the best viewing for others, if that even makes sense. So keep in mind, if you ever have show topics or have questions, tweet me or drop me a line on my website. I'd love to hear from you. And then I can incorporate that into my show topics. Appreciate you guys being here. I hope that gave you some value, and I hope you guys have a great night, and we'll see you guys soon, all right? Take care.